How can parents be so unloving that they would make their own child homeless by kicking him or her out into the street? I was 17 when my dad remarried. My mom died of cancer 3 years earlier, and after that, me and Dad got really tight. We'd cook dinner together every night, fix random stuff around the house, and spend entire weekends building these stupid model planes that never flew right. When Dad started dating again, I actually helped him pick out the engagement ring for Clarissa. Big mistake. Everything changed after the wedding. Clarissa was obsessed with making our house look perfect for her friends. She made all these new house rules that somehow only applied to me, not her 2 kids who moved in with us. I couldn't eat in the living room anymore because I might stain the new white couch. My guitar was too loud even when I played with headphones. She kept making comments about how a boy my age should really start thinking about independence. At first, I thought Dad was just trying to keep the peace. You know how it is with new marriages. But then, one Thursday, I came home from school and my entire room was packed up. All my stuff, my posters, my clothes, everything was in boxes by the front door. Dad was sitting in his recliner, staring at the TV but not really watching it. Clarissa stood next to him with her arms crossed, looking like she'd just won the lottery. "We've decided it's time you learn to be independent," she said, using that fake, sweet voice she always put on. "Your Aunt Jenny said you can crash on her couch for a few weeks." I thought it was some kind of joke until Dad looked at me and said quietly, "She's expecting you tonight." Aunt Jenny lived 2 hours away in a crappy apartment. She worked the night shift at a warehouse and barely made enough to cover her own bills. When I showed up with my trash bag of clothes, she wasn't even home. I slept on that lumpy couch for 4 months. The apartment was freezing in winter because Jenny couldn't afford to heat it properly. I showered at school every morning before first period, ate nothing but ramen noodles and whatever free samples I could grab at the grocery store. My grades tanked because I had nowhere quiet to study. Dad never visited, not once. Didn't even text me on my 18th birthday. Then one day I'm scrolling through Facebook and see this post that made my stomach drop. It's my dad, Clarissa, and her 2 kids at Disney World. They're all wearing matching Mickey Mouse shirts, huge fake smiles plastered on their faces. The caption said, "Family vacation, family first always." I stared at that picture for probably 10 minutes. Then I said out loud to Jenny's empty apartment, "Guess I'm not family anymore." I moved out of Jenny's place the week I graduated high school, got a job at a construction company, learned everything I could about fixing things. Turns out all those weekends building stuff with Dad actually taught me something useful. Within 2 years, I had enough saved to start my own handyman business. 5 years later, my phone rings. It's Dad. I almost didn't answer because I hadn't heard from him since the day he kicked me out. "Hey son," he says, like nothing happened. "Clarissa and I are getting divorced. She took half of everything and the house is falling apart. I was wondering if you could help me fix it up so I can sell it. You know, for old time's sake." I sat there listening to him ramble about leaky faucets and broken tiles, about how lonely he was, about how he made mistakes, but family is family, right? When he finally stopped talking, I said, "Sorry, I don't do work for strangers. You might want to try the Yellow Pages." Then I hung up. 2 weeks later, Jenny called me laughing. Apparently, Dad had been calling around asking family members for my business number because he needed to hire someone reliable. She told him my rate was $200 an hour with a 4-hour minimum. He never called back.